Alright, and this is part 3 of my review of the Combiner Wars Devastator box set from Hasbro, the Hasbro version. I got all 6 Voyager class Constructicons combined to form Devastator. Uh, it's a nice combined mode, I have to admit. It's a little bit fragile in some cases. It's unbalanced in some parts. The feet, as you can see, they're not as flat or as sturdy as I'd want them to be, as stable. But the connections, the whole assembly, it's pretty solid, I have to say. I was a bit skeptical at how I was going to like this figure, but it turns out that this figure is actually a great piece. It's actually a great set, and I think for those who want an updated Devastator, and you find the third-party products are a bit too expensive, this is not a bad piece to be on your shelf. It's really a great looking shelf piece. Play wise, I feel for the price you paid for it, you don't want to play with it because you might break a few things. Because as I mentioned in part 1 of my review, the plastic they used for this particular figure is a little bit soft. It's not as solid. It's not very, I mean, the quality is not perfect. But I guess for safety reasons they had to resort to something like that. Anyway, let me see if let me try and put him out of the pose and just get him into a regular stance. Wait, hold on. So we can do some size comparisons. And there goes the gun. Okay. So you get all these ratcheting joints here and there. Okay. Oh, too much. Okay. And then let me get this up. Okay. Okay. Now, if you want to see how I combined Devastator, you got to see part 2 of my review for this particular figure. And I'm actually pretty glad at how this thing turned out. Its scale is 18 inches. It's actually exactly 18 inches from head to toe. I measured it, and it fits nicely on this shelf that I cleared up for. I took out all my Movie 1 toys, put them all upstairs. I mean, not upstairs, top shelf. But it fits exactly. I'm so happy. I'm just happy that I didn't have to buy a new shelf. So articulation-wise, for this particular figure, when you combine them, you get a ball hinge shoulder, you got ball hinge elbow, you got swivel wrists, you got finger articulation, swivel neck, ratcheting hip joint, waist swivel, ratcheting ball hinge hips. You got ratcheting knee joints, swivel knee joints, and some ankle rockers for the feet. So great articulation. I'm just so pleased with it. I was afraid that it was just gonna use the articulation of long haul, and that would have ruined everything. But the proportions are great. The color scheme is great. Again, as I mentioned in part 1 of my review, just great all around. It is the Devastator. It looks, well, at least from here to here, when you get to see the feet. Feet is okay, but the Mixmaster foot, you'll probably have to get a third-party upgrade for that. It doesn't quite look as the G1. So, size comparison, as you can see at the back, I'm not going to move it because it's a KO, it's going to fall apart. That's the Hercules at the back, so it definitely towers over that. If you are very familiar with the movie Devastator, here he is. Let's see if I can stand him up. There you go. Seems like this guy has more plastic. I don't know. If you're a big Marvel fan, here you go. Galactus. Actually, Galactus is taller than Devastator if you count the helmet. So that's pretty neat. And then on the side, you can probably already see him. Here is the Titan class Metroplex. It's not even in the frame. I'm not even. To me, the Metroplex I think is still the best big toy, big Transformers that Hasbro's ever come up with. And then he's probably gonna come in second. This guy is okay. So very nice. Eventually, it's gonna get a 9 out of 10 for me. I was prepared to give it a 7, but it turned out way better than I expected it, and really happy that it turned out great. So if you're gonna get it, if you don't really care about the stickers or the paint apps or the articulation of the individual figures, you're happy with the plain bland paint or just regular paint apps, the Hasbro version is not a bad set to actually pick up. If you're just going to give it to your kid or you're just going to put it on your shelf, you just need a Devastator. It's really a nice set to just get. But get it on retail. Don't get it at scalp prices. If you want the more premium one, the San Diego Comic-Con or the Asia Convention is a good one to have. If you want a more definitive one, and you have the means to do it, you might want to wait a few more months. Today is August. Just 4 more months for maybe September, October, November. Yeah, but 3-4 months for the Takara version. There you go, folks. The combined mode of the Combiner Wars Devastator set. Thanks for watching.